Yeah. Well, now we are.
All right. So, how come I can't see us?
We go to. Let's go to your page. Hold on a second.
Mm.
Let's go to your page. This is your page. This is you.
Well,
All righty, here we are. Okay.
Mute that one.
Okay.
Okay.
You're Brozo. Let's, can we,
What we on there? Which way? How you want that? Come down some?
Damn, is that me? I'm not putting my hand by my thing.
You're a little delayed.
Oh, it's a little delayed? Okay, all right. Because I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, all right. So
There you
let's
go.
see if
Is that
there's
better?
anybody. Hello! Hello, spiritual family.
Is
Yeah.
that better?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, all right, spiritual family. What
Yeah.
a guan! What a guan!
Can everybody hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Let's see what's that.
It's delayed as
Yeah.
hell.
Well, look. This is us right here. This is the real one.
Okay.
That's your channel. So.
Oh, so okay, so just
Yeah.
go on. Yeah. So they
Huh?
can hear us?
Yeah. That's-
Okay. So we want to talk about, the Patreon that the priest just, set up for me. So I'm going to be doing my Patreon where I'm going to be teaching, going more in depth in the occult. Because what I want folks to know is that we each have our own occult. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That now that we are in this 5D frequency, you got to be putting this stuff together, okay? Because we're in the sun cycle.
Sun cycle.
The sun cycle. And let me tell you something, the sun cycle with the Saturnian energy is no joke. I don't know. I need some people to tell me in there, have y'all been feeling this 5D frequency? Because, I've been on the spiritual path for 40 years. I ain't never felt nothing like this. I can't stop talking about it. I know some people are like, God damn, she keep talking about this 5D frequency. But this shit is heavy. The energy today got me drunk, okay? Yes.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
a
I'm
good way to
saying?
put it.
Yeah. It's an elevated energy shift. Because what's happening is that we have stepped into a higher frequency. You know what I'm saying? And so with this higher frequency, it's a higher elevated shift. And with this shift, it's not something you can see. You can't touch it. You can only feel it. It's like, how do you describe the wind hitting you? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The energy is crazy. The energy is off the chain. Yo, there's not a fucking day I get up, I'm not clutching my invisible pearls. You know what I'm saying? And I've had to be wearing things around my neck like black tourmaline, black obsidian, black kyanite. And I'm wearing a piece of clear quartz because it amplifies, and I'm wearing a numite. And then I'm wearing an Ossetian necklace and a Tiamat. You understand? And so, but inside, I got my selenite and my moonstone that's wrapped together, and, see the priest, he's wearing, his black obsidian, black tourmaline, numite and lapis lazuli. You know what I'm saying? We have to wear these things to shield our auric field, and your copper, you understand? Because the energy out here is just so high. And if you are not acclimated to it, it just have you like, you'll be unstable as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And see, my black ass is already bipolar, I'm already crunk. So I gotta, like have something to hold me, like, you know what I'm saying? Tethered.
Yeah.
Tethered. That's the word, tethered. Mm-hmm. To be tethered. Mm-hmm. Because, I vibrate on a higher frequency anyways. So I need to be stabilized, because I was that kid that I see dead people, and I am always tapped in where I get downloads. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said it's pitched up. It's like a dog whistle that I can hear. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because this frequency is the frequency of Saturn and Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is the age of power to the people. Mm-hmm. This is no longer, the spell is broken.
Yes, it is.
The spell is broken. Mm-hmm. And this is where now you have to tap in to your spiritual alchemy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so when you tap into your spiritual alchemy now, you become a part of the elemental frequency that helps to shift this stuff. This is where it talks about the 144,000. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's going to shift the energy on this entire planet.
You know, we were talking earlier, you know, and we were talking about Saturn, right?
Yes.
And Priestess read off some things about Saturn, right? And I know briefly we talked about the brother Ibrahim Traoré before. And like it was interesting because when she started reading off the things about Saturn, we saw that in the embodiment of this brother, meaning that like discipline. What was the other thing it was saying? Yeah, look it up again. You know.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the Saturnian.
Yeah, that's Saturnian. I want you to read off because we were just talking about the impact. Because it's interesting. Because if you watch World News, you'll find out yesterday that after all that stuff happened, when they trying to say this stuff about Ibrahim Traoré, that the whole diaspora connected and they revolted. It's like, no, you're not doing a Gaddafi thing and all this stuff again, you know. And they start all united. So if you have a keen eye, you say, wait a minute, all these people, these melanated people are coming together and they're under one accord. And look at the power. Look at the change, right? Yeah. Now, in saying all that, listen, think about the way this brother looks. He's a military man, right? Okay? Listen to the attributes of Saturn. Listen to this.
Yeah. Discipline, patience, overcoming obstacle, repair, whatever is broken, training, hard work, responsibility, ancestors, age, maturity, hierarchy, foundation, structure, administration, organization, command, stability, caution, honor, duty, law, restriction, prudence, punctuality, obligation, principles. Saturn even rules over slavery, overcoming the traumas of slavery. Never suffer deprivation. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you will have deprivation. You understand? Mm-hmm. Saturn is about, physically and mentally. Hard work, solving technical problems, being objective, selfless. You understand? And this is what Saturn is. Because, see, Saturn is about taking back your power. Under the age of Pisces, you were a child in the Lord. You could be controlled. You could be manipulated. Yeah. They could use religion and cast a spell over you. Yes. When you think of the fuckery that was placed in the Bible, bless those who curse you. Love your enemy. Mind you, when the missionaries came around, while they were branding you and telling you to love this Caucasian God, and this is not about race. This is not about race.
Just
I
facts.
want this to you know what I'm saying?
Transcend and it's all metaphysical.
Because the original devil was a black devil. You understand? Enki and Enlil.
Yeah. Good and
Set. Yes, Set. Versus Osiris, okay? Those were black devil. Cain and Abel, those were black devil. So this is not about the Caucasian man, because he is an infant on this planet. He is an infant on this planet. And so at the end of the day, this was when, religion was taken over and there was this white Jesus was put in. And while you were worshiping this white Jesus, you were taught to love him and to bless him and to turn the other cheek. Saturn ain't with none of that.
No, those days done.
Those days are done.
It's a wrap.
But here is where Saturn is. You are now an adult. Because remember, you were a child. You were a child in the Lord. Now with Saturn, you are an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And you step into your full spiritual maturity.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturn rules the occult. Saturn is the Kali Ma. You understand? Saturn is the Tiamat. You know, those kinds of heavy energy. Saturn is the Anubis. But she is also Ma'at.
Mm.
And what Saturn is, when you look at this brother Ibrahim Traore, this is a return to leaders that are honest, that are ethical. You understand? And that operate on a high level of principle.
And metaphysics.
And metaphysics. Because you have, you know, look at how much, you have such small group of people on this planet that control the wealth. And look how much poverty exists. When we have enough resources on this planet to eradicate hunger, poverty, homelessness, you understand? Literally overnight. And I know I'm going to say this again, and please, y'all, bear with me, because I know there's some people out there, because I know I would be like, yo, can that bitch get off McDonald's tip? You know what I'm saying? But it just pains me to ride through that bitch and see people making $14 an hour, when literally you can, the minimum, pay them $25 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at how this system still operates of financial slavery, when there is enough for everybody, and we're tired of that.
Yeah. But it, excuse me, but that's a good example, because we're talking about these people like Bill Gates, all these people, billionaires, right? All this money, right? They have all these philanthropy projects set up when they have this money, and all they do is a tax write-off, get the money right back.
Right.
But they have so much money, they never help the homeless. But if you look at the brother over there, he's building houses for the homeless.
Exactly.
Free education. You know what I'm saying? Things that what a person with a right mindset would do. People, if you have not a non-Western like infant mindset, no spiritual connection, you want to do it. Oh, this is my money. I'm going to keep all this money. Oh, no, I just want more and more. Scrooge McDuck and everything. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to a person in a right mind that we know in our nature, oh man, there's plenty of food. I got a big pile. Let's all eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is where we, as the collective, step in.
Yes.
You understand? This is where we blood clots step in. I would say, yo, that's why I say we only need 144,000 because 144,000 can shift
it.
This entire frequency on the planet.
Yes.
You understand? We don't need everybody, because everybody ain't gonna come awake in any given lifetime. But if we have enough that's awakened, and listen, we all got the power. I got the power, you got the power. We are not priests and priestesses that's like, oh, I am the great Obi-Wan and everybody is beneath me. No, you the motherfucking Obi-Wan too. You ready?
Get your ass up, nigga.
Yo, you ready to get your spiritual cloak and throw on that pimp cloak? You know what I'm saying? Throw on that spiritual cloak and be like, yo, what's up?
Let's go.
Because listen, they put it in your face. Avatar. You a firebender, waterbender, airbender, earthbender. You understand? What kind of avatar are you? And when you're somewhere doing your little shamalama ding dong, and listen, you ain't got to do much. You ain't got to do much. All you got to do is tap in. You know what I'm saying? There are some things, get yourself some tuning fork, and you get a singing bowl, and you need a rattle, because the sistrum, you're going to invoke the energy. But you should be able to tap in and get downloads. Why you can't get a download? Listen, this is the air that we're breathing in. All of this.
All ether.
And all ether. And you have access to it.
Yes.
So the same way I be getting downloads and be getting messages, you supposed to be getting messages too. You understand? But you got to make sure that you're not blocked.
Yes.
Because, people got blockages. And listen, we've all been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? But we got to clear that. And a lot of us, live in the past. Why you living in 10 years ago? That already happened. You're here now, today. That's why it says, live day by day. Day by day. Because, yes, like Deepak say, live day by day. Pork will block you. Yeah.
Diet, bad health.
Diet. Listen, and you ain't got to be no vegan, schmeegan and stuff. No, but you need to eat healthy, drink plenty of water. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then, get you a teaspoon of, what is the white powder there?
Which one? Baking soda?
Baking soda. But I'm going to warn you now. Make sure when you do that, you are at home, because you will be pooping your pants. You can't do that and be at work. You got to do that when you're home, because it's going to flush you out. It is going to cleanse you and alkaline your body. Wash out. Yes. Wash out. But you have to make sure that you're home, because you fuck around and be outside and you'll have an accident, and that's not going to be lovely. So you want to make sure that you even say, if you take like on a Sunday, you know what I'm saying, or on a Saturday, how much baking soda? 1 teaspoon in a glass of water. 1 teaspoon in a glass of water. You know what I'm saying? And it cleanses you out, and it alkalines your body. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be clear. You understand? You got to, detox should be a regular, even castor oil is good to detox. Yeah. Talk to them. I'll go get the castor oil.
That's the thing. And I'm happy y'all talk about blockages, because, like we're about to talk about a little bit, the upcoming event on June 7th. One of the main things that we talk about in the book as well is nutrition and health. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't do nothing. Who was that dude, buddy name for Apple? Steve Jobs, right? He got made all this big invention, all this kind of stuff, right? Then he got he got some type of cancer. I can't remember exactly what it was. And he can't do nothing with his money. He got all this money, he can't do nothing. Because he's sick. He's about to die. Health is wealth. Such an important thing. And for you to get these downloads and these connections, yes, you have to, it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with eating meat. You know what I'm saying? I like fish. I eat meat myself. I'm not a, like she was saying, like a Nazi Nazi vegan or nothing like that. But you do your best to eat right, and it will help you get your downloads, clean yourself out, so you can be more open. Exercise. Yep, chlorophyll, spirulina. Exercise. If you haven't exercised in a long time, let me tell you something. Walk for 30 minutes and build on that, or even walk for 5 minutes and build up. But health is wealth, and that's a very important thing that we need to talk about on the spiritual thing. You think these people were eating chitlin tacos every day in the temples? You know what I'm saying? Nah, they were eating right.
Castor oil, pure and natural. You know what I'm saying? And what I put in my castor oil, I put some cloves. I got cloves in my castor oil. You get up in the morning, get you a bottle of cloves. You can keep it in your car. Listen, just 2 cloves. You chew it. You know what I'm saying? 2 cloves is good. Now, it ain't the most nicest, tastiest thing. Might taste like the crack of Satan's ass, but okay. You know what I'm saying? But this is, just take a swig. Just take a swig of castor oil. You're good. You understand? You get some apple cider vinegar. I'm almost 60 years old. I ain't got no high blood pressure, no diabetes, no whatever. And listen, I'm not, no exercise bunny and gym bunny and none of that shit. Because inside there's an old lady screaming, "Get off my lawn." You know what I'm saying? And so, because the priest is trying to get me to go walk 30 minutes. But, yeah, white sugar is deadly. Stevia in the raw.
White sugar is the devil.
White sugar is the devil. You eat the raw, pure cane sugar. You understand? Yeah. Just listen, and that's it. And you eat like the leanest cuts of meat if you want to eat meat. Instead of white potato, eat the red potato. Eat sweet potato.
The color, always colorful.
The color. And what is it? Beet juice. I got beet juice that I invest in. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them. Let me go.
Well, somebody said I want to get rid of diabetic. If you haven't heard of Dr. Sebi, go that route. Dr. Sebi, I'm not saying that that's the end all cure, but do your research, because diabetes. I have a homeboy on my podcast, brother Kevin. Not cured. Can't say that. He got rid of diabetes all by himself just by following the Dr. Sebi, format. You know what I'm saying? Formula, or just by listening to Dr. Sebi. You know how many people that man has changed their life just by, instead of going to McDonald's every day, picking up a banana, eating. Instead of drinking soda, drinking chlorophyll water.
Beet juice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is friggin' delicious.
Yeah, beet juice is good.
You understand what I'm saying? You invest in your health. Because listen, no feel no way. Me drink my liquor every now and then. You know what I'm saying? When I feel, I get me a motherfucking shot of rum. Because the rum is pure. Yes.
It's good for spitting on the altar too.
Yeah, good for spitting. Hey, look.
That's it.
For the ancestors.
Yeah, that's it.
You feel me what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
I think we playing. We know.
Yeah. And so this is what it is.
Yeah.
And you ain't got to do no big strict things. Just incorporate.
Yes.
Things.
What did Doc say?
Castor oil.
What did Doc say?
What?
He said it's a long walk on a short path.
Exactly.
You got this is a journey that you're taking.
Yeah.
And it's all encompassing, meaning like I talk about in the book, health is a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? Getting your money right is a good part of it. You know what I'm saying? Getting using your tools, your crystals, all of these things that are a part of it are all a part of you walking this path. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I'm so happy you keep on trying to. I remember back in the day, Doc, on the tapes, he always would be like, "I gotta keep on telling y'all how great of a people y'all are, how great y'all lineage y'all come from." Look, I'm gonna take up that mantle from the old man and say, "Yo, y'all got to understand how great y'all are. Honestly,
yes.
You have to how powerful you are.
We are the original.
Yes, we back.
Gods.
We back. We
are back. Because even when I be doing readings to people, and it's some people, I'll get their spiritual names, and everybody was getting LLL, and I had to tap in, yo, why is everybody getting like Sekhmet El Ra or Anubis Ra El, all this Ra. Returning children of the Elohims, Elohim. You understand what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, you are born with your own science.
Yes.
And listen, once you tap into your science with the others who have tapped into their science, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
We were just talking about this earlier, going back to what you were saying. Okay, so did people try to say some crazy stuff about the brother Ibrahim Traoré, right? Saying that he's trying to steal the gold, all this kind of stuff. The whole diaspora woke up. Okay, the whole diaspora woke up and united. And doing all of that, just see the energy shift that you saw us coming together collectively. This is just the beginning. This ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because once you have that type of unity and the people that are vibrating at higher levels coming together, chanting together, praying together, you haven't. You think? How you think? What's the wall that came down? Jacob, the
wall of Jericho.
The wall of Jericho. How do you think that came down?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Carol Graham, Sekhmet Ra'el, stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And listen, and here is the thing. When we have been elevated high enough, our vibration can, when I tapped in and I asked how the pyramids were built, because they didn't have bulldozers and all that stuff, they show me, they use sound vibration. Sound vibration. Mm-hmm. Do you know how powerful we are? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I said, yo, this nigga can catch these hands and drop dead. And nigga drop dead. You understand? And it's not a bragging, but it's showing you the power that we have to tap in. Because the air around us that we're breathing in, you understand? It can be used. It can be tapped into. Its frequency. You understand? And when you are vibrating on a high frequency, you are working with everything around you. Because with nothing on this earth rests.
Yeah.
Everything is in a state of motion, vibrational frequency. And we are vibrational frequency beings. And when you start, you go next to a tree and you hug a tree. You are tapped into that tree's energy. Yep. Right now, we are tapped into the ear. To the ear. You know what I'm saying? We're all tapped in. And this is what we got to understand. We are now in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is air and water. Aquarius is the age of power to the people. They don't want you to tap into your power because look how they had us under the age of Pisces. We were under a spell. Love your enemy. Turn the other cheek.
All the religions.
All that religion. No, we're done with that bomber clad. I'm in the age of I wish a motherfucker would.
No, that's right.
Okay.
So, and here's the thing, like with everything she was saying, like I said in my book, we are non-ether beings, okay? Yes. We are a technological, technological piece of equipment that integrates into the universe, you know, as melanated beings, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what we are.
Love you too.
So we are off because of what you said earlier, the Pisces age, the moon cycle. Now the sun cycle is coming back on, and all of that quote-unquote junk DNA that was told that we have in us that's dormant, it's not junk DNA, it's just dormant. And those solar flares that are coming off, again, we're going to keep on saying this as well, they're coming down and they're waking us up. Yep. That DNA is becoming to get awoken again.
Like Carol Graham is saying, my energy speaks louder than my physical appearance. And power to the Heka. Yeah. We are in the age of Heka. You understand? And this is not one like you got your pastor on the stage and everybody. No, you the motherfucking Obi-Wan too. You know what I'm saying? Let's get your spiritual cloak that when they see us, they know. You know what I'm saying? It's a multitude. It is a frequency. Because now we are wakened. Oh shit. You awakened? You feeling this? And this is not one person leading a multitude. We are all we all have access. Now you have people that got different spiritual gifts. You understand? But it's for you to awaken to your spiritual gift.
Yes.
TD fakes. Okay?
Yeah.
TD. And so, you know, what is your spiritual gifts? You understand? Yeah. What are your spiritual gifts that you can tap in with the collective, that you can tap in with source? You understand?
Yep.
And this is what it is. This is no longer the age of one person leading the multitude, because you know how they had Jesus on the mountain leading the multitude, while the fucking multitude sit on there like them brain dead sheep. No, you better get your spiritual cloak and put that shit on. You know what I'm saying?
The days of Pastor Pork Chop and Deacon Do Wrong.
Pastor Pork Chop.
And Deacon Do Wrong, they're done. Pastor Pork Chop, Deacon Do Wrong, they're done. They can't answer questions. They don't got the power. That's all Pisces slave stuff. And the news cycles come with this new energy and this new power, and us regaining that old ways, our ancient ways, our ancestors did, and to make things move, to be great. That's what we're coming into now.
And when I got my spiritual motherfucking staff, you better have your staff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I have people trying to come to me, oh, great priestess Obi-Wan. No, you the Obi-Wan too. This is a school of spiritual kung fu master. This is a school where everybody is a Obi-Wan. You understand? But you got to do your work. You got to decode your spiritual science. You got to put your spiritual alchemy together of what you're working with. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to tap in and get this power. Because a lot of people just want other people to tap in and do the work for them. No, you are born with your own spiritual science.
Mm-hmm.
What is your spiritual science?
Yeah.
This is spiritual sovereignty. Yes, Dee.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but spiritual sovereignty where you join the collective. This is because see, remember, this is what they put us under the age of Pisces. A spell was cast over us where we were led by, you got 5% being led, you got 95% being led by 5%. No, them days are done.
Yeah.
Them days are done. And you got to wake up and realize the power that you hold. What is your power? Decode your spiritual alchemy. You understand?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what it is. This is what they don't want. Because when we decode our spiritual alchemy, and now that we're in the age of Aquarius, which is an ear type energy, all we got to do is speak some shit into the environment. Just speak. Yo, I'm tired. I'm tired of this mofo. You know what I'm saying? Their days just need to hurry up and come to an end. Breaking news! You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is what it is. You understand? This is what it is. This is why, they have always sought to assassinate leaders that tried to wake the people up. They did that to Dr. King because he was trying to unite the people together. Did that to Malcolm X, and they tried to do it to everybody because they want one set of people just controlling. But I let these hoes know, I'm not afraid of death. You touch me, listen, all you do is release the flesh. And I'm in the ethers now. I'm coming, I'm choking out your baby in the crib. I'm killing your cat, your dog, your bird, your grandmother in the tub taking a bath. She gonna go under the water. Oh, you eating a sandwich? You eating a sandwich? Or you gonna choke on that bitch? You understand? Because as in life, so in death. We declare and decree immediate reversal of power. It is so.
Mm-hmm.
Ashe. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. A complete reversal of power. Mm-hmm. But honest and ethical.
Yeah.
You understand?
Leading the way, yep.
Because listen, the first devils were the black devils. Mm-hmm. They are the reason why this shit is all effed up. Mm-hmm. Because they just wanted to rule. You understand? We can't even blame the infant because honestly,
they use them as a tool.
They use them as a tool.
Yep.
This is why you see somebody like this brother, this Ibrahim Traore, stepping up. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be more leaders like him.
Yes.
Because this is what this planet needs.
Yes.
And the divine feminine is going to come back into power. Because behind him, it ain't nothing. I'm going to show you what's behind him. when we tap in. I'm gonna show you what's behind him. Let me see. This, okay, hold on. You can talk.
Okay.
Let's see. Go ahead.
You talk.
Okay.
No, but no, we were talking about that earlier. It's like we were talking about the brother Ibrahim Traore, and she's about to show you what she saw behind him. But before I said that to her, I was explaining. I was like, he was one of the first individuals that said that he is reaching out to his ancestors and the witches and the warlocks, for lack of a better term, with his people around him for assistance. Tell me all, when was the last time you ever heard somebody say like that on a full world front? Like, yes, my ancestors, giving reverence to ancestors, giving reverence to not just God but gods. You know what I'm saying? Things are shifting. The old ways are going. They're fading off. They're fading off. It's just cycles. I'm telling you, moon cycle, sun cycle, moon cycle, sun cycle. It's just cycles. We have all been lucky enough to pick this time to come here on this planet to be a part of the awakening. Congratulations.
At this time, yeah. And it ain't nothing but a group of black women behind him, dressed in all white. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm trying to where is this goddamn, let me see, hold on. Vive Local. Okay, let me go back here and see.
So,
Vive.
And one of the main reason why we came on today, please, actually I'm going to put in a link right now. Yeah, actually it's already in the description. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, here it is. Let me get in real quick. Priestess Patreon, we literally you got it, go ahead.
This is the ladies I see behind him. This is what I see behind him. A group of women, there's probably about 300 of them, all dressed in white head wrap, doing rituals. You understand? And he is one of the sons of the divine feminine. And we are at a point right now where you will be held accountable for what you do. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are no longer going to touch our people and think you're just going, because see, what we need to do is to wake up and say, you touch him, you gotta pay.
Yeah.
You gotta pay. And listen, we ain't got to do nothing. We already got the heka. This goes out. Mother energy. Carol Graham, mother energy. Because now we have the heka has been awakened, where life and death is truly in the power of the tongue. You know what I'm saying? Because all of these things are coming to an end. You understand? And they know this. You understand? They know that all of this stuff is coming to an end.
Yeah. And they're literally just waking for you to wake up, and because it's inevitable, you see, of us waking up. They know you're gonna wake up. They know who you are. They know the time's coming, so they're just doing as much as they can until that time is over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know it. Believe me, they know it.
Because listen to Psalms 55, verse 15. Let death take my enemy by surprise. Let them go down alive into the grave. You understand what I'm saying? Psalms 109. Let their days be few. You understand? Come on. You understand? And you can add on. Let their days be few.
And
others who are honest and ethical.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things that main reason we talk about this we did this live because I literally, like you said, set up a Patreon. She, well, my assistants, but she is going to start going deep in stuff that she just can't teach here. She said that she wants to do it. She can't do it here on this page.
Yeah, and they have been shadow banning because a lot of people said they have not been getting the links to my live, and this is just how it goes. It's fine. I don't even care.
It's their platform. So
you know what I'm saying? It's their platform. But here is the thing: you have your own angel, your own demon. You understand? Who are your spiritual team? Not just your ancestors. Your ancestors are part of it. You know what I'm saying? And what is it you need to be working with? Because now we're in a different time where you have to step into a higher frequency. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what it is.
Yep, somebody just asked. I just put the link in the Patreon right now. Yeah, I just put the link.
And I haven't done anything with it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm only going to be doing bi-weekly. Twice a month. Twice a month. 2 lessons a month. You understand? And I want you to have your notepad and to write stuff down. You understand? Because the age of Aquarius, which is the age, the ruler is Saturn. This is the age of the occult. This is not a religious age anymore.
It's done.
This is an age of the occult.
The mysteries.
The mysteries, but this is an age of where you step into your full spiritual adulthood. Are you ready to be a spiritual adult? You know what I'm saying? And working with this system to where you're not going to bring harm to yourself. Because I think there was a sister was asking me about some fuckery she wanted to do with the occult. And it's like, no.
Yeah, that's not what it's for.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's for. The monthly is like $50. You understand? And you can record, you can take notes. You know what I'm saying? And this is about you streamlining your spiritual alchemy.
Yeah. I think one of the most, let me talk about this as well, because we know we have an event on June 7th.
Talk about that.
She's going to be speaking, and she's going to be speaking about decoding. I'm going to put the link in here right for y'all right now. If you don't have the tickets, tickets are they're going fast, so go ahead and get your ticket. But if you're not able to be there, you can still live stream it. It'll be live stream as well.
Yes, put in the live stream thing because people have been asking me about that.
So real simple for the people. If you haven't seen it already, you get the live stream. The people that purchase tickets, all you have to do is show them that you purchased it. And then you'll get a live stream beforehand and you just watch it. So that's how that works. So she's going to be talking about decoding your spiritual, what is it? Decoding your spiritual, what is it?
Decoding your spiritual science?
Yeah, science. Decoding your spiritual science. And we were just talking about a little while ago, just how so many things are involved about your numerology, your natal chart. And if you don't know this stuff, you'll never really have that complete picture as far as where you need to go, to being your full being. You need your numerology, you need your natal chart. You feel me? You need your life path. You need your, the human design. And I could go on and on, you know what I'm saying? All these things, once you get them and you put them together, you'll see what your avatar and being, all the attributes it has here on this physical plane for this time. And what you're supposed to do, really not what you're not supposed to do as well, and etc. You know what I'm saying?
And look, he just showed me today, this is what we do in Jamaica. Outside in the backyard, the dandelion. You know what I'm saying? The dandelion, there's a bunch of dandelions out back.
Yeah, about
just pick. Yeah, and look, and just wash them off. Look. I'm gonna eat them.
You've been eating them all day.
Listen, and they clean out your insides.
Mm-hmm.
They detoxify your body, and they grow wild.
Mm-hmm.
I got hundreds of these in my backyard. And listen, they taste good.
Yeah, tastes like greens, greens, and they're not too bitter. They're not too bitter.
And they're not bitter. And you can even, if you want to, just put a little bit of Cajun seasoning on them, and just put a little pat of butter, and just, if you wanted to cook them up or eat them raw.
Or make tea out of them.
Make tea out of them. You can make tea out of them. Strain them. Yeah.
Real good for detoxing kidneys, liver.
Right in the backyard. Yeah.
I literally just pulled them up.
Yeah, and this is what it is. Because, see, here's what's happening. It's the return, or did the sun cycle ever leave?
No. It's moon cycle.
Moon cycle.
6 and 6.
Okay.
6, moon, sun, moon.
So we're
6,
now
24.
in the sun cycle
Age of
for
Aquarius
24,000 years.
Yeah, for 6,000 years.
For 6,000 years. Now, the sun cycle is a different cycle, where it's a cycle that cleanses you. It's a cycle where you awaken spiritually. Because the moon cycle was a cycle where, you were under a spell, and it was sleep time. Now it's a cycle where you are awakened, and this is where you step into your full power. Yvette, I am taking the dandelion pills. Yeah, make sure they're all natural. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, and this is what it is.
Somebody said free food. We were just
free food.
talking about it. Like people, free medicine, free food. Exactly.
Yeah.
People don't even realize. We were just talking about it earlier. We're talking about, they talk about there's gonna be a food shortage. Man, look, when I was in Haiti, it was during mango time, right? The mangoes were falling off the trees like there was so many flies, because all the flies was having free for all. Everywhere you see is food. Same thing when you go to your backyard. Yeah. I wish you could take a camera and see her backyard. She got dandelions. This I promise there's 100 of them. I'm like, yo, this is a buffet. You can keep this food. You know what I'm saying? You can be eating and drinking off this stuff for a month. You know what I'm saying? Got to get back to nature. Got to connect back with nature. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And start doing things yourself. And when you're talking about, the food shortage, it's their raggedy ass food. Look, Goya, red motherfucking kidney beans, and rice. Yo, you know how healthy this is? And you pair this with some motherfucking dandelion? Yo, you good. You good, fam. Yep, when they're talking about food shortage, it's their kind of food shortage of their raggedy ass food. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Beans and rice. And I stock up on motherfucking beans and rice. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what our ancestors ate. Yep. And we cannot let ourselves get pulled into, because one of the things how this thing works is by keeping you distracted with celebrity. Well, what's the latest thing? Puff Daddy with his baby oil fuckeries. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? What's that got to do with me, right?
Right, what they got to do with me? Or Donald Trump. You go on YouTube. What did he do? What did he say? Like, first of all, they put this person in power to do their dirty work. There are people behind the scenes that are running this shit. You understand? And they, thank you, Kali. I'm good, fam. They are the people that's running this shit. Where we now gotta say, the ones that are behind the scene, let their days be few.
Wizard of Oz.
You know what I'm saying? Let their day. Because listen, if Barack's black ass, and listen, I'm not Democrat or Republican, because it's all one party. They just have you fighting, believing like one is better. No, they're all on the same team to rule you. You understand? But if Barack's black ass had some black powered Negroes run down on Capitol Hill, you know what I'm saying, had been impeached twice, been convicted of 39 felonies, they would have killed that Negro. And look at all the fuckery that this dude with no political experience, that is a president. Ronald Reagan was an actor. Are you kidding me?
They're telling you right there.
Yeah.
They're telling you.
They're putting it in your face, and it's like it's okay because they run this terrestrial. You understand? But when you step into your full spiritual power, you can't be controlled. You know what I'm saying? Because you are not into their system.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And so now, when you step into your full spiritual power and your Heka has been activated, you can speak some shit that manifests.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And Source will make way for you to be okay. You know, I ain't rolling on dubs, but listen, I ain't out here selling ass for a place to stay either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gotta be a nobody's knob out here, you know, for a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so this is the stuff that you see going on. But this has always been the world because, you know, when the Hindus, and the first Hindus were black, the black Dravidians, the first Europeans were black. This is not racism. The first people on this planet were Nubians, so-called black people, populated this entire planet. And when you look at where we are today, we are moving back to a time, because the Hindus talk about the end of the Kali Yuga cycle. The earth is tired. Listen, as I say now, the earth is tired. She is a living being. Mm-hmm. Quina and chickpeas. Yes, mm-hmm. Prince CC. Mm-hmm. You understand? The earth is a living being and she is tired. Mm-hmm. She is exhausted. And when it gets like that, people are just going to be removed off the planet.
She's tired, and the sun's like giving her energy.
And the sun's like giving her energy.
Wait, time to wake back up. You know,
time to wake back up.
And her children from the indigenous children of the land, wake up. You know, no more.
Yeah, you know and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it's simple things that you have to do, and also be in the right frame of mind. Yeah. Okay. Let go of stuff you've been through in the past. Like I see people holding on to slavery. Okay, that's done and over with. Or I went through something 10 years ago. Okay, that was 10 years ago. Yeah. Can you press a button and go back in the past and fix it? No, it's dead and gone. What are you doing now? Mm-hmm. You can still make plans for the future. It says tomorrow is not guaranteed to no man. Mm-hmm. You're here now. What are you doing right now? Mm-hmm. Because it's all about you being spiritually powerful. Because as in life, so in death. Mm-hmm. You want listen, I done been to the other side now. You got some shit down there that'll run down on you. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't, strong, what you gonna do? You understand? And this is where now we are now fully in the sun cycle. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the sun cycle.
Yeah. Like we said before, the sun cycle, when we come, I think it's called the solar equinox. They have 6 sun cycles, 6,000 years, and it shifts the sun cycle. But going back, the sun gets closer to the earth at certain time frame. That's why they call it the sun cycle. The moon cycle, the moon is further away from the earth. Okay. So those energies from the sun with the sun cycle are more prevalent to the 9 ether melanated beings, okay? Consciousness, all the things that you see when you look at the people of renown, them to be able to do these magnificent feats. Those were a part of that time frames. What you see when the moon cycle is in there, we get mopped up, we dumb, we're getting terrorized. We're religious. We're under spell. That's what's happening back and forth between this. The moon cycle and the sun cycle. So now, Age of Aquarius is a part of the sun cycle. Now it's the time of us regaining our powers back. Quite simply, And on our event on June 7th, Priestess has a specific. I'm so happy that she's doing this, because even though we just had a conversation a while ago, and it made me think about even more work I have to do as an individual, because there's other aspects for me to finalize and finalize my avatar, who I am, and all this and everything I need for myself to elevate. And being that is decoding your spiritual science. You know, all of these different things. But I want you to speak about that, if you would, please, about decoding your spiritual science. But it is so important for every one of you watching this that you have to start with that. Because I tell you, there was 3 things she asked me for when I first met her years ago. She asked for my natal chart, you know, which I did it before, but I didn't know shit about it, to be honest with you. I just like, oh, I got my natal chart, yeah. You know what I'm saying? She started breaking it down for me, you know. Then she started going down the line. She just saw this stuff with my ancestors. Come to find out, when I do my ancestry, she was spot on about the stuff she talked about from the time frame, you know, what she saw at the time, and part of my DNA, that she spot on. You know what I'm saying? So it is so important to decode your spiritual science. You know what I'm saying? Because that is going to be your playbook. That's your cheat code, your footnotes of life. But please talk about that, your lecture on June 7th. Would you be talking about that?
Yeah, it's just about going into your spiritual alchemy, because this is why you are here. You came here to express a frequency. Mm-hmm. What did you come here? Like, I'm born on July 16th. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so that's the 7th month. The 16th, the number 1, the sun. The number 6 is dealing with the energy of Venus. And then you put 6 + 1 = 7. We're dealing with some Saturn energy. Mm-hmm. Because here is the thing. And no shade to anybody, but shade. The ancients never dealt with Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune. Okay? And so the ancients dealt with Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Sun, and Moon. Okay? That the ancient Hindus don't recognize Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. These infants, they came, we discovered these modern planets in 17. I'm not saying they don't exist, but I'm not really recognizing them. Mm-hmm. I will talk about them when I break down somebody's natal chart like that. Yeah. But the reality is the 7 major planets. You come here to express a certain frequency and energy that you have to decode and be walking into. Mm-hmm. You understand? It's just, they put it in your face. They give you the cartoon, avatars. You know, Avengers. Mm-hmm. You're a firebender, waterbender, earthbender, airbender. Mm-hmm. And once you know your science, this is how you navigate in through life. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you, Shvez Lolita, July 16th, the 1 in the sun, the 1 is the sun, and the 5, mm-hmm. that's what, the Mercurian energy. Mm-hmm. And then you look at this, you're dealing with the Venusian energy. Mm-hmm. You know, what I see with you, okay, you're dealing with some Lakshmi type energy. You know what I'm saying? Some Hathorian type energy. You got to break down your science. Mm-hmm. You understand? And our science is the science of nature. Mm-hmm. It's the science of nature. Thank you, Kali. You know, your birth sign 7/7. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That gives you 5 offset. Yes. Yep. You understand? This is what it is. Mm-hmm. You are here to usher in the change. The sister putting it in there, because you know my ass in menopause. So if I make a mistake, y'all correct my black ass, because this is how it works. You understand? I don't have an ego. So it's not, I'm the great Obi-Wan, you can't correct my black ass. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so this is what it is. Now you are here to be a part of this new frequency that is here now.
We're an army, literally.
We're an army. We are an army.
Literally an army.
And this is how we are going to be. Because when we are like this, they can't touch us. Yep. You understand? Mm-hmm. They were able to get in and do some stuff. Now when you are awakened, you know who you are. And when you decode your spiritual alchemy, you're like, yo, this is what I'm working with. Nobody can tell you
Anything.
Because you know what you are working with.
Yep.
And you have got to work with your science. You understand? And bridge it together with all of this. You understand? Mm-hmm. That's why we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Why you think we have these energies?
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Somebody said January 17th, that 7 plus 1 equals 8. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You have 1 to 7 and you know, 1 to Sun and 7, you know, you got Saturn, 8, still Saturn, you know, you're dealing with that Sun type energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with that Saturnian energy and January. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You come here to express a certain frequency that you have to decode and put together and work with. And once you're working with your science, can't nobody.
It's if you ask me, besides just taking care of the physical flesh, it is the most important thing to start you on this journey.
Yeah. And for those who are putting up their thing, we ain't gonna have time to get into everybody. But what your ass need to do is jump online.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you. January 2nd numerology. January 2nd numerology. Okay, I'm gonna do you one better. Spiritual symbolism of January 2nd. Of January 2nd. And let's see what it pulls up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, January 2nd doesn't have to be widely recognized. It's Capricorn season. Okay, this is associated with ambition, discipline, responsibility, a focus on goals. You know what I'm saying? Your spirituality is about setting intention, embracing discipline, and taking a practical approach to your spiritual practice.
And goals.
That means you ain't got to do nothing fancy. And listen, no shade to anybody else in their spiritual practice. But I'm just going to say, we don't need to sacrifice animals. We don't need blood sacrifice. We are the ritual. When I get up and I go, Oh Sham Shani Charaya Namaha. Oh Sham Shani Charaya Namaha. That is my ritual that is being put into the ether.
That's true.
Or I go, Urta na hekau apen aset. Urta na hekau apen aset. May I be given the words of power of Aset.
Yeah.
Or, okay, who is the deity you working with? Let's just say, what's your sign? Okay.
Sagittarius.
Okay, so Sagittarius, the sign of fire and water, okay, that deals with the 9th house of spiritual philosophy. You know what I'm saying? So when we are dealing with all of these, this fire sign, Amun-Ra is one of them. And who else is the other one?
Which one?
Sagittarius. Hold on. Talk to.
Well, anyway, while she go get that, and I gotta get y'all. You gotta get out here because I'm telling you, you think Priestess be on fire when she's on this live? She did we did a live event before, and the energy she puts off is amazing. We just try to get, she loves to tap in with the people individually. You know what I'm saying, to get this information out to the people, and she's.
Yep. Okay, and so Sagittarius dealing with Astarte. Okay, this is the daughter of Ra, a goddess of war that drove her chariot. You know what I'm saying? Gripping her bow and arrows. You know what I'm saying? She is shown holding a lotus flower, Astarte. You understand? So you look at Astarte. First of all, Sagittarius is spiritual philosophy, not dogma. Mm-hmm. And we are in an age of spiritual philosophy. We're not dealing with, that can show you the Feast of Light, the celebration of the various goddesses for the various signs. Okay? Aries, Sekhmet, Taurus, Hathor, Gemini, Seshat, Cancer, Newt, Leo, Bast, Virgo, Wajet, Libra, Ma'at, Scorpio, Heket, Sagittarius, Astarte, Capricorn, Nekabet, Aquarius, okay, Satis, thank you, Neteru Sekhmet, yes, Aquarius, okay, Satis and Anket, Pisces, Nepenthes. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so when you find, this is who you tap into, that, governs your particular sign, and whoever else, you got to pay attention to your dreams, because the universe speaks to you in symbolism. You could be sitting down meditating, some random cat just come up. That's Boss. Or some random dog just come up. That's Anubis. The birds. You understand? You got to be able to decode the symptoms. The symbolism. You could be driving, like what I've been seeing lately. I've been driving, I've been seeing 111. You know what I'm saying? And when you see like the symbolism of 111, let me see, symbolism of like 111. And let's see what comes up. The angel number is associated with new beginnings, opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual guidance, alignment with the universe, confidence and strength, manifestation. You understand? Because now we're in an age where things are revealed. Things that you could just jump online. You know what I'm saying? And just look up. Once upon a time, you wouldn't be able to see them.
Not long ago.
You know what I'm saying? What's this? Opportunities we're currently accepting vendors. Okay, yeah. And so, and this is his thing, even though he's saying it's me, but it's his thing, and he's just inviting me along. And I am always happy to connect, with brothers and sisters, as long as they're honest and ethical. And I've known him for years. He's a priest in my circle, honest and ethical. Because we're not dealing with nobody that's involved in no fuckery. I just had one of the priestess in my circle. I ain't gonna share the picture, but some raggedy ass Negro, a spiritualist, and they exchange information. And next thing you know, this fool sending out penis pics, talking about, come get this sex work. Negro, please. You know what? For that level of disrespect, bitch, look both ways before you cross the street from now on. I almost threw something on the nigga myself. But, I always have this image of, them running down and tackling me like, no, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how dare you disrespect my priestess like that? You sitting up here using this spiritual path for some old raggedy ass, you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? This is not what it's for. You meeting sisters, and the first thing you're doing is sending out dick pics talking about, come get this sex work. You know what I'm saying? Let's you and I come get this sex magic. Negro, please. You know what I'm saying? How dare you?
There are 8 billion people on the planet, and they say, and the good book says 144,000 we need.
144,000.
We're telling you now, out of all this conscious community and all this stuff and all these spiritual people, it's the same type of ratio of good folks that you have that as well. Best believe. Might even be worse because there's less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's you, integrity, honesty. You know what I'm saying? Being ethical, honest. You know what I'm saying? Forthcoming. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. Because best believe, there's no way to hide from this. You do people wrong, it's coming back on you. Especially when you're conscious. It's even worse.
Yes. And see, we are in a time right now where it is all about honesty and integrity. When you come to the occult, you understand? You have to be honest and ethical. This is you come and thank you for the donation, the Asia. You know what I'm saying? You can't be coming with no raggedy ass fuckery. And this is what a lot of them come to the occult with. Oh, you think you're going to come and use people energy? Because you got a lot of them that are spiritual vampires and incubi and succubi. No, you are not. Them days are done. Them days are done.
You're going to pay for it. Telling you. You got to do.
How dare you?
Simply have to do people right.
Yeah.
And if you can't even just do that simple thing and do for them right, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't be dealing with any of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this is what it is, because this is the age that we're in now. And I am so thankful of this. I love Saturn. I love Saturn. Because let me tell you about Saturn. You can't come to Saturn with no fuckery. And I love this age.
Look at that set right there.
Yeah. They make a mockery of the spiritual community. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they will all be exposed.
Yep. You just can't do that.
Yeah,
man.
you can't.
We both got horror stories that we can tell you about throughout the years. What they used to call back in the day, the not giving the doctrine, but the dictrin.
The dictrin, yeah.
You know,
and I done had so many people try to come for me spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Because when I tell people, you know, you are your own spiritual master. Yeah, you can learn from people, but you are also expected to do the work.
Yeah. Yep.
This is not the days of religion where you leaning on a pastor to lead you, because this is the age where you have to be an active participant in your spiritual alchemy, in your spiritual mastery, because Saturn is about spiritual mastery. You ain't got to be perfect. Yeah, facts. Even Saturn will whoop my ass. Exactly.
That's the day and time. Exactly. That's the day and time we were. So everything we saw in the past, people getting assassinated, you know, all that kind of crazy stuff that happened when we didn't have this energy, it's not going to happen the same anymore. It's not going down no more like that.
It's not going down no more like that.
No, it's those energies were ruling energies for that day and time, so they can happen. The ruling energies aren't going to let that happen anymore.
Exactly. And you have to be on the, you have to be on the up and up, because this is the day and time right now. And fuck around and find out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's pretty much what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah. So that's really one of the main things we want to talk about to her new Patreon. You said June you'll be starting, right?
Yeah.
June. Okay. June, and all that it's connected here, so we connected it to here. So all the information
probably in the middle of June.
Yeah, middle of June. But you'll get notification, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You can sign up now though. You can sign up now, because this little stuff that she be talking to here, this is small fry compared to what she's gonna be doing on Patreon. So you definitely want to sign up. And not only that, on your website you also have the your life coach counseling.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing life coach counseling, because what I want folks to understand, and I can't say this enough. And listen, I ain't got nothing against nobody else. I understand folks want certain things, but when I have people coming to me that they want me to do readings for them, and they're readers themselves. Why are you coming to another reader for a reader when you can tap in for yourself? The goal is to get each and every one of us acclimated that we are. It's like the Shaolin monks. I use them as an example.
Yeah, good example.
Yeah. You see the Shaolin monks, they have all had to do the work to get to that level. Because everybody has that energy is there for everybody to tap into, and your goal is to have the spiritual mastery like a Shaolin monk.
That's it.
And you see them, they got on their robe, their necklace and stuff, but run down on one of them if you want to.
They train just as hard physically as they do spiritually.
Spiritually.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is the age that we're in, because this is the age where we take our power back now. And Saturn is like, get off your ass and step into your full spiritual mastery. Don't be looking at me like, oh, she's a spiritual master. No, you a spiritual master too. But you got to decode your science. What is your spiritual alchemy? Put it together.
That's what.
Okay, we'll start my research on BA.
Yeah. That's what the whole lecture is about. That, you know what I'm saying. So it's very important. For me personally, I think it is the foundation on this journey. I'll say it again. I'll keep on saying it's the foundation. Yes, decode. It's the foundation of getting to you streamlined. It's like you take a water hose, right? And you have the certain funnels you turn on. You have the water hose, and the water's a mist, right? And then you turn it again, it gets a little bit closer. You know what I'm saying? You turn on a little bit closer. Soon it's a jet stream, right? That's how it is dealing with your energies and being all over the place, not really knowing who you are. But once you start decoding this stuff and bring it all together, you stream like that energy. You know what I'm saying? Almost like laser, focus to be able to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? And using your powers. So that's. That you got anything else for him?
No, that's it.
June 7th. Let me put everything in here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, she's the headlining speaker on this event. You know what I'm saying? And we have another amazing people here as well. I'm gonna put in the chat right now for everybody.
What about the sister, the one that was doing the river thing?
She's gonna be there. Yeah. She was. If you go to my the goddess Diamond, the goddess Diamond. That's her name. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be there as well. And she is doing a river cleanse tomorrow. Actually, on the 31st, she's doing a river cleanse. If you go to Your Brozo on Polka Dot Rabbit podcast. If you go to that link, you'll see we had a podcast, I think last night or night before, and she does that. She's in Atlanta as well. She all about cleansing and healing. She has all the sisters and brothers come out there healing with the river. And beautiful energy, beautiful event. She will be there as well.
Because it's all about healing.
Yes, online trip.
Because healing, you know what I'm saying? When you are not healed, it can block you. Yes. Thank you, Aquarian age. You know what I'm saying? When you are not healed, it can block you. I'm going to give you a little story. When I was younger, not telling my business, but I had a couple of abortions, okay? Mm-hmm. And when I got deeper into my spiritual path, I went to see a priest one time. And he said to me, "Oh, them couple of babies you aborted, they pissed at you."
Uh-oh.
I never said anything to this man. Mm-hmm. And I was looking around like, shit, I got kids on the other side wanting to whoop my ass. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go and do a ritual to appease their souls. Yeah. You understand? Because think about it. I was young and dumb and, you know what I'm saying, just, you know what I'm saying? And them babies are on there like, this raggedy hoe. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We gonna cause this bitch to have a car accident or something. Just pissed. Just angry. And who knows what energy could have came out of that. And I had to go and make, offerings, I went to, no, there wasn't demons, but I had to go to the dollar store, and buy some little toys, you know what I'm saying? And offer some fruits and some prayer and burn some incense, put down some toys and acknowledge. And I am sorry, but I was young and dumb and full of cum, and I wasn't ready to be no parent. I was already a parent. I just didn't want no more kids, and I was just out here, not protecting myself and being responsible, and I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And I was about to fuck around and find out. Good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Carol. Yeah. And so this is what it is. There are things you have got to let go. We holding on to things that can hurt us. You know what I'm saying? Something happened to you when you were 12 years old. And now you're 40 years old.
And you're still harping on it.
And you're still holding on to it. It's going to block you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We need to let go of stuff so we can move on. We got to be living in the present. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they keep us living in the past. You understand? Because that was their power time. Because now it's the age of power to the people. The age of Aquarius is power to the people. Mm-hmm. And now we're taking our power back. And we're stepping into our full spiritual mastery, where we will not be able to be controlled. They can't do shit to us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is what it is. Thank you, Carol. This is why I'm here. The mother said, get off your ass and teach. You're a walking encyclopedia of the occult. My Jupiter is in Leo and in the Vedic. And please also do your Vedic astrology, your Western and your Vedic, because in Western astrology, my Jupiter is in Leo. In Vedic, I think it's in like Cancer. So that's two different energies. You understand? And I can ride with both of them. You understand? But you need to know, because Western astrology, it's okay, but they did some shit, because they still want to keep you bound. This is why they came up with, the Neptune and the Pluto and the Uranus. I don't recognize them goddamn planets. I will, because I say Uranus is baby Saturn, Neptune is the moon, and Pluto is Mars. Because Scorpio was assigned Mars. They decide they're going to assign it Pluto. Who the fuck are you? You an infant on this planet. Exactly. You don't change shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to do your Vedic astrology, and there's free apps online. We are now in the Aquarian age, where all that was hidden must now be exposed. You seen what's the guy? The one that's back in Turi, Ibrahim Turi, the Russian guy.
Oh, Putin.
He just opened the vaults.
Oh yeah.
And
we had niggas everywhere.
Niggas everywhere. The celestial beings. They're all black.
They know. They know.
Because when I have always tapped in and they came to me, I never seen no blonde-haired, blue-eyed celestial beings. You know what I'm saying? And now everything that was hidden must now be exposed. Yeah.
Even they're extraterrestrials. If you go deep, they're blonde-haired, blue extraterrestrials, while created by reptilians. They even the ones they worship on this planet. All them Hitler, the blonde-haired, blonde beings. We can talk about that at a little different time, but even their extraterrestrials were created by other extraterrestrials. But they have nothing, their antiquity has nothing to do with our antiquity and our originals going back to the stars.
This is what our motherfucking angels look like. Some of them have big ass bushy afros, some of them have dreadlocks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
9 ether beings.
And 9 ether beings.
Yep.
And this is what you need to be tapping into. You understand? And they know the time has come that all that was hidden, that was lied about, must come to the light. And now you got to step in.
Colored.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Colored.
Colored. Yes. Yeah. And you got to let go of the past. Things that happened 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Why is it still affecting you now? Release it.
Even personally and historically. Because guess what? I promise you, the 95% of the history that you've been told, I'm giving you that 5% because you're here, so I'm giving you some credit or you done some research. It's a goddamn lie.
It's a goddamn lie.
It's everything that you've been told pretty much on this planet.
It's a lie.
It's a goddamn lie.
It's a lie.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a tough pill to swallow. I feel like me personally, when I found that out, you remember the Matrix with Neo? When he took that pill?
Yeah.
And then they found him, and then Morpheus is like, yo, you all you are is a battery. He's like, oh, I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me personally, when I had that come to Jesus moment, come to Black Jesus moment, when I realized that, oh my God, everything I've been told is a goddamn lie. It's a tough pill to swallow.
It is.
But guess what? Fortunately, I had different beings, entities, master teachers that were able to say, all right, that's cool. Here's the right knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So that transition was made with our own people and our information rewriting the story. You know
and that's it. And now that you know the story, you just walk into the light. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Listen, you ain't got to do no big thing. You understand? Because you are the altar. You are the ritual. I just keep all my altars around because I like all my shamalama ding dong, all my stuff. But listen, all I need is me, because I have my heka. I have my eyes that I can see. I have my ears that I can hear. Because once you become awakened, silence is loud.
Yeah.
You never hear silence again. You always feel, I'm like, damn, can I hear some silence?
Yeah.
Every day I feel like I'm out in the woods somewhere, hearing the natural sounds of the woods, because now you are awakened.
And the more you learn, like she was talking about earlier, talking about the sacrifice and goat, and the more you learn how these spiritual systems how they work.
Thank you.
How they work, you'll be like, oh, okay, now I see why that they sacrifice blood for these specific beings or these specific spirits to do certain things, because there's a science to all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's a science to all of it, and there's specific reason why they're doing it, and a specific reason why people don't do it. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So, you know, once you learn, the more you learn about these different systems and stuff, the more the overall picture makes sense about why people do things. So it's not foreign. And the whole picture makes more sense.
And see, when you become awakened and you're on this level, age of Aquarius, you are the ritual.
Yeah.
Your voice is the instead of sacrificing, spilling blood, you say a mantra. But what is your personal mantra? You a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you might need to learn a moon mantra, sun mantra. Well, now we're in the sun cycle.
Exactly.
Sun mantra. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay in your lane, the spiritual lane.
Your spiritual lane.
I'll tell you, I was telling Priestess earlier, one of my brother, one of his tenants was sitting around trying to mess with voodoo. They found him as dead as a doorknob with voodoo dolls around him, vomiting. Stay in your spiritual lane. Those people know what they're doing. There's a reason why they do certain things. You know, it's a science behind it. Stay and learn your spiritual lane.
First of all, if you want to learn some stuff, you got, mantras. You got your sun mantra, Om Sum Suraya Nama. You got the moon mantra, Om Sum Sumaya Nama. Mars mantra, Om Kum Kujaya Nama. You can learn your mantra and use that and say it on the day you were born. You will build up your energy. You understand? What I do is I set aside 1 hour a week. Now that we're in the age of Aquarius, whose ruler is Saturn, and every Saturday I get up and for 1 hour I do Om Sum Sumaya Namaha. I do the Saturn mantra. You know what I'm saying? I meditate. Om Sham Shanaye Namaha. Om Sham Shanaye Namaha. I do it for 108 times. I meditate for 5 minutes and I tap in for about, like maybe 10 minutes. I'm done. It's never taken me a full hour.
Yeah.
It's taken me most a half an hour, 45-minute top. And I'm done for the rest of the week. Yeah. You got to learn your own science. Because you sitting up here want to learn voodoo. There ain't nothing wrong with wanting to learn voodoo, but you got to know what the hell you doing. You want to learn with Ogun. You know what I'm saying? You got to know because you are tapping into entities whose energies are often volatile.
And this shit is real.
And it's real. And here is the thing. You don't need to learn voodoo to be powerful, because you have your Heka, but you need to learn your own alchemy and build it up to be powerful. You understand? Because people think you need to learn voodoo, you need to learn Ifa, you need to learn Palo. Those are spiritual science. You understand? But you were born with your own spiritual science. That is your astrology and your numerology. You understand? Your numerology is connected to a being. You're born on the 1st, that's a sunbeam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kalima. Social media got people wanting to burn sage and don't even know how to open windows. Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? It's so true. It's so true. Yeah. And see, one thing I really like that you say that when we say the mixed martial arts of spirituality, If you learn from voodoo something that worked for you, cool. If you learn something from Ifa, cool. If you learn something, you know what I'm saying, but put the work in and learn it. You know what I'm saying? Put the work in and learn it. Bring it together and make your own thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and listen, again, you have your own spiritual science, but you must decode this to have it work for you.
Yes, exactly.
You are born with your own spiritual alchemy. See, this is what they didn't teach you. This is what they just put everything under the banner of religion, and you are led by a preacher. No. You are all spiritual kung fu master. But what is your spiritual alchemy? This is why they have the avatar. What kind of spiritual avatar are you? And once you learn, okay, you a waterbender. Who are the beings that work with waterbender? How do you work with the water? You know what I'm saying? How do you tap in with the water?
Yeah, that's it. So... Oh man, So again, of course, I'm excited. The like she said, the event is my book release, Non-Ether Being. I don't have the book with you. I don't know if you got it. But anyway, I put it in the website. It's the name of the book is Embracing the Sun Cycle as a Non-Ether Being. And shout out to everybody that's watches. I know a lot of y'all been purchasing a book. All the books, I send them out to y'all. So you can be getting them real soon. We appreciate that so much, and I hope you like the book. Please give me feedback. It's a book release for that. Priestess is she's actually going to headlining the lecture for that of decoding your spiritual science, and also like sister said earlier, she would be a vendor. Just the information for being a vendor, I'm going to put it in there again. We do have some spots left. Just contact the people on there. I got my team, my sisters that are working to handling this. Reach out to them and they will do that for you. Set that up for you. Besides that, we just waiting for the great event, you know what I'm saying, to meet some of these beautiful people face to face. Live streaming, all you do once you purchase a ticket, all you have to do is contact us, contact me, yourbrozo@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link. So all you got to do is send me your receipt, send you the link. That's how it works. We're keeping it real simple. Besides that,
and this sister said, that's it. I'm a mix of astral projection, you know what I'm saying, and hoodoo. And stuff. That's why I call my path. I'm a mixed astral projection with witchcraft and hoodoo. I call my path Shamalama Ding Dong because I do Ifa, Palo, voodoo, hoodoo, Obia. Obia is my first spiritual system. You know what I'm saying? I do nature magic. I do I do all kinds of, and I like a variety. And I am able to tie it all in and create my own system. You know what I'm saying? But you have your own system that you first have to decode. You understand? And whatever else you want to add to that. But you must spend the time. See, this is where it talks about spending the time to learn. Because a lot of people want to come to the occult for all kinds of fuckery. And this is actually a way of life. It's a way of life. We're like spiritual kung fu master.
Ain't no joke.
And it's a whole way of life.
Ain't no joke.
Okay.
Besides that, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I put the if somebody just asked how to get the book, I'm putting it right here and there. Real simple. Just go to my website. Priestess was reading something last time when we talked about something out of the book. I was like, damn, I wrote that. I forgot.
Oh yeah. That book had me pinching my nipples.
I forgot all about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I read it. I don't write it anyway. But yes, that's what we're gonna do. If you in the surrounding areas, please come. Priestess enough. We'd love to see you. Get the book. Build with a whole bunch of other great. I'm gonna put it in one last time. A lot of great other speakers as well. You know what I'm saying? Besides that. That's really it. I'm just excited thank you for the opportunity to come out again and talking to the people.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I'm like I'm a spiritual hermit. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for the other brothers and sisters like coming to collab with me, I'll just be in my little shell doing my videos and stuff. And because the mother had to tell me, get off your ass and go teach. So okay.
And we both decided we both going to do it as well because I got my music, I got my other things, my book and everything. So I'm gonna be out there a lot more often, and and also eventually down the line, you're gonna be seeing us doing things with the brothers too. It's not because the temple mysteries mainly for your class mainly for females, correct?
It's a females, but if brothers want to join, that's fine because you are going to have something for the brothers.
We gonna work together and make it so. Because believe me, the brothers, we all need that. We all need that collectively in somehow with that perspective and that input. You know what I'm saying, on each side to guide you through this. You know what I'm saying? Because without my counterpart, even my sisters and my different sisters in my circle, they the one that are able to. I call them my oracles, literally, because the things I don't see, they're able to see it. You know what I'm saying? And it goes for the men as well. You know what I'm saying? It's vice versa. So we just hope to see y'all there, and
all it is, we're just taking back our own science.
Yeah,
that's it. Our own science.
Exactly, that's it.
Yeah.
But before y'all go, I'm gonna do this one more time. Yeah. Y'all please sign up for Priestess her Patreon. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all getting the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? She was just talking to me about some of the stuff she wants to talk about. I'm like, damn, if I only had that when I was goddamn 23 years old.
That's
you know
okay.
What I'm saying?
That's okay.
Yes, can't look back, right? Can't look back.
No, because you know, shadow banning and all of that stuff. But it's okay.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. We gonna y'all gonna get a raw dog style with Priestess on and Patreon. So
your own demon, your own angel. You know what I'm saying? Your own, spiritual entity, that you need to be working with.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, all of this.
Yeah. Besides that, I don't got no more or less. I put everything in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Everything is in the description as well. Besides that, we are out of here. Thank you again for having me. And you know what I'm saying? We'll see y'all on June 7th.
Yep. And we're not going to be limited to one practice.
Yes. No. All right, y'all. Peace.
All righty. Peace.